In 2017, 10 AfD lawmakers were found to be active members of a Facebook group called The Patriots that was full of neo-Nazi conspiracy theories and memes, including an image of Anne Frank photoshopped onto a pizza box with the text, "Oven fresh, fluffy and crisp at the same time." In 2019, a study found that 2% of the German population agreed with the statement, "The Holocaust is propaganda of the Allied powers." The proportion of AfD supporters who agreed was 15%. And high-profile members in party leadership like Alexander Gauland and Björn Höcke have long advocated against the culture of national guilt surrounding the Holocaust. Höcke actually despises the Holocaust monument in Berlin and says the country should do a 180-degree shift on how it remembers World War II. This is a bit of a side note, but you've probably been taught an oversimplified version of what Nazi anti-Semitism was. The version I remember being taught in history class is that they hated the Jews because they thought they were greedy and secretly controlled everything. What they actually thought is that the Jews were conspiring to sabotage white Western civilization by orchestrating mass immigration to replace the white population and poison the blood of the nation. That is called Great Replacement Theory. AfD politician Björn Höcke refers to this in his book as a, quote, gentle ethnic cleansing, and it's what modern white nationalists call white genocide. But parallel to that, and also part of it, the Nazis believed Jews were undermining people's willingness to have white children and therefore lower the white birth rate by pushing on Western culture the acceptance of gay people and race mixing, as well as pornography and also modern art for whatever reason. All of that they referred to as degeneracy. Today it's closer to what we call wokeism. What the modern far right does is continue to fight against all the same perceived problems that the Nazis blamed on the international Jewry, immigration, LGBTQ ideology, multiculturalism. I mean, there's a reason why the far right gets irrationally angry every time a cartoon or a video game has a mixed race family, or even better, fucking pronouns! Only today's far right is much more vague and coy about whose fault they think it is. I'm not saying every conservative upset about wokeness and concerned about immigration is a neo-Nazi. What I'm saying is, neo-Nazis, the smart ones, not these idiots, have realized that the better long-term strategy is to grow their hair out, wear a suit, and use language that sounds reasonable to conservatives to describe ideas that almost perfectly overlap with Nazi ideology without ever being explicitly anti-Semitic.
Ich bin vielleicht ein besorgter Bürger, der Angst vor Überfremdung hat.
Now, AfD supporters will point out to you that Alice Weidel, the public face of the party, is a woman who's a lesbian married to an immigrant from Sri Lanka. So the party can't possibly be far-right or homophobic or racist.
Also, ich bin nicht queer, sondern ich bin mit einer Frau verheiratet.
Sure. But homosexuality in the far right is not exactly unheard of. And Alice Weidel being gay and in a relationship with an immigrant hasn't prevented her from fighting against gay rights and immigration for her entire political career.